What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to ArcheAge Inspirations. My name is Cilantro. This is the show where I pick 3 random skill trees in ArcheAge, mash them together, and see if I can come up with a cool build. Today's rolls are 1, 2, and 5, meaning I'm looking for the 1st, 2nd, and 5th classes on the Priestess of Nui's class list, top 10. And here we have, let's see here, Battle Rage, Defense, and Songcraft. Interesting. See what that gives us. That makes us into a Dawncaller. Wow, that's a pretty sweet name. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of time to figure out what a Dawncaller can do, and I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, this build was a little challenging. I'll show you what I got here. Picked up sort of the standard defense stuff. Shield Slam, Bull Rush combo, always good. Refreshment, Boast for Roar. Readout for its nice defensiveness. Invincibility, Imprison, pretty standard stuff. Nothing really too crazy here. Supplemental block, there's always the option to take Shield of Steel, Bear's Vigor. I'm actually not sure what type of gear you would want. I could see reasons to do cloth, reasons to do plate, and reasons to do leather with this build. Just the way that it ended up turning out. You have some physical mitigation possibilities here if you wear cloth. If you wear cloth. If you wear plate, you could potentially switch the build around and grab Discipline Performance to help mitigate some stuff. You could also grab Frenzy, which also will help mitigate magic damage. If you go leather, you're going to be pretty well rounded either way. So I don't know. This was a really tough one for me. There's not a lot of direct combos or synergy between these 3 trees. I had thought about possibly just doing a utility build with lots of Songcraft buffs, picking up a little bit of the defense, and then using Battle Rage as just a support tree with, Terrifying Roar, Bond Breaker, Frenzy maybe, and Battle Focus. Actually end up as a caster. But I decided on this because I wanted to show off the combo that I found. It's not bad, and it's kind of interesting. Likely good for ganking and or 1v1 group PvP. So I guess I'll just go ahead and show it off here. What you want to do is, usually when I do this, just for the ease of the video, I like to show these off in the order that I'll be using them. So Startling Strain will start off giving a 2-second stun. While the Startling Strain is flying towards the enemy, you can lasso them. Lasso will bring them right to you. You can then follow up with a Shield Slam for another stun. Bull Rush will then trip the target as they are stunned. After the Bull Rush, this is like the longest period of time where you have an option to do something else. You could pop one of your defensive cooldowns if you wanted. You could use Precision Strike if you've gotten behind the target to get a little bit extra damage, and then you'll be in good shape there. Afterwards, you can Sunder Earth. This will kind of buy you a little bit of tankiness in case the CC chain falls out at any given time. Stepping forward will give you the Earth Energy buff, reducing damage you take by 20% for 7 seconds. It does slow the target, meaning that a follow-up Whirlwind Slash will actually cause another trip. And then you can follow up finally with Charge, causing a snare, leading into a rapid succession of triple slashes, which if they are snared, they will also be tripped. When I was initially testing this, I had to mess with the order quite a bit on the CC chain and had to space them out because I was actually hitting a sort of diminishing returns that I didn't even realize existed in the game. It was kind of interesting, actually. So let me just try to show you guys what exactly happens here. So I'm going to start off with Charge into Triple Slash to get an extra CC element here. So we'll Charge, we'll Triple Slash. So there's the first knockdown. We're going to stun, trip again, and then we're going to Sunder Earth, trip again, and then just because I didn't do it quite right, I'll go ahead and do another one of these. My previous cooldown is up, so I will do it again, and now you can see that not only did the trip not work, but I've given the opponent trip immunity for 30 seconds. I had no idea that consecutive applications of the same CC chain would actually cause that sort of thing to happen. So when I saw the CC chain break there, I figured I would have to mix something up a little bit. So I decided to go for the Startling Strain and Lasso combo, where I could, stun at range essentially while pulling the foe to me and then keeping the CC chain up. If you're going against somebody who has cloth, the timing would have to be really, really tight because some of these just barely have enough time to combo off of each other. In that case, you can use Terrifying Roar to shore up that difference. If you see anybody that has the full cloth set reduces the duration of debuffs by 30%. including all CC elements, which is why Cloth is so powerful. So Terrifying Roar can help deal with that potential loss of, CC, I guess. You can definitely get Precision Strike in at some point. I like to follow up the chain with a Boastful Roar. Boastful Roar inflicts a pretty nasty debuff, the Distress debuff, meaning when their character finally gets control, they're going to be much harder pressed to actually do anything against you that's going to be a severe amount of damage. Also, you can always pop your invincibility and or imprison and then possibly get back into a further CC chain after your invincibility is done. So, I mean, there is some potential here, but it's a little, I don't know. It's a little 1v1 focused, but I'm not even sure if it's good at that. I have to say, really out of all the videos that I've done so far, this is the one that I kind of feel doesn't have nearly as much potential as the other ones do. It just doesn't quite get there compared to some of the other builds. But it's still fun, and I mean, there's other potential for, possibilities here. You have, the idea that I had before, which was a support build of some sort, using mostly Songcraft, which is defense and Battle Rage as support trees, to the Songcraft package. There's certainly an option there. If you do something like that, you could switch over to a one-hander that has healing power and use a little bit of the healing stuff that Songcraft has. Even within this style of build, there's some potential for that too. If you use a healing club and you trap somebody and imprison, you can always use Rhythmic Renewal. It's not a ton of healing, but it would be a decent amount. In fact, I think I'm not even using a healing item right now. I believe that scales with healing. Let me switch over to that and see if it's better. Yeah, a little bit better. It's not that great, but it is a little bit of extra health that you could do just as a potential. It does have a cast time on it, but if you're you do have a pretty decent window between the Shield Slam and then after the Bull Rush. The Bull Rush has a really long trip, so you probably could get this off and still continue to use your crowd control chain and keep the target down. So that's really all I had to say about Dawncaller. Probably the hardest challenge I've had yet. I mean, on paper, these three trees look like they have some synergy together, but I couldn't find it this time. I have to confess, I could not find it this time around. So if you guys come up with anything better for Dawncaller, please let me know, and otherwise, I'll see you next time.